Hey, we have a whole week. We can do whatever we want.
I would just touch my boobs the other 6 days. That's it.
Could go to work and only make 77 cents for every dollar the men around here are making.
No way.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 114 of the ScruffCast. I'm Dan.
And I'm John. And hopefully, the audio quality this week is okay.
Yeah.
Last week there was a bit of technical difficulties.
As I told you earlier, I listened back, and at one point, it sounded like you guys were sharpening knives.
Yeah, Ian brought over some sushi for us, but we had to make it ourselves. Thanks, Ian.
Still very gracious
Ian,
guest.
so thoughtful.
He is.
Always brings with him a snack. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened last week. We recorded, and then there was some sort of interference going on afterwards, so I ran it through some noise reduction filter a couple times, and then it just made it sound like I was speaking from inside a giant tube.
Yeah, kind of sound like you were talking to yourself for a little bit, too.
Yeah. Ian, he brings the soul vibe.
I like that.
But he's not bringing the boisterous volume like we normally do.
If Ian was an Infinity Stone, he'd be the Soul Stone.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What are the 5 stones?
The Soul Stone, the
Time Stone,
Time Stone,
the Tombstone.
Yeah, that's
No.
yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Anyways, yeah. So you're back this week.
Yeah, I'm back.
Speaking of sushi, that's actually what you were eating while we were recording.
Yeah, while you guys were recording this, I was having
Funny
a good
enough.
old sushi feast. It was nice.
So the first thing I had in the notes here was, does Dean have any notes about last week? And it sounded like the note was just that we were sharpening knives.
That was about it. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to listen to.
Fair enough. I gave
Not
the
because
warning.
you guys were bad. It was just like, yeah, that was a shock hearing that. But I listened in my car. Maybe if I listened to with headphones on, it wouldn't have been as bad. But in the car, I'm like raising the volume and lowering it again, raising it, lowering it. It's kind of going all over the place. So those are my notes.
Right,
I feel like I had a few things as I was listening. Oh, I do have one thing actually. You guys talking about the Batmans and stuff like that, the trailer?
Yeah.
Dude, I am sick. I'm done. I'm done with these let's make a dark version of this and that. Like Christopher Nolan did his 3 movies. That's in there.
Which are awesome.
Yeah, which are the best. I don't need more dark movies. I saw a dark, twisted Joker. I saw that already. Why do I need another movie with it? Oh, Batman, he's all dark now. I've seen that already. Literally called The Dark Knight. What?
I guess, yeah.
The Batman featuring the vampire from Twilight. Why do I need to see any of this? And then you got Ben Affleck coming back, and apparently also what's his face? The other guy.
What other guy?
He was the founder.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. He's apparently also reprising his role.
What?
As
But
Batman.
he played Batman so long ago.
I know, but he's apparently also reprising his role with Ben Affleck in some alternate kind of world. I don't know.
I don't like this. They're gonna overdo Batman.
That's what I mean. We got our fix of the Batman. There was good Batmans that just came out.
Yeah,
within the past 15 years, I guess.
2012, Dark Knight Rises came out. I was actually looking at them on Netflix. I want to watch them eventually.
We're good now.
Rewatch them.
Don't need dark movies of this and that. I never even saw the Joker. I'm sure it was a great movie, but I don't need to see it. I get it. He's evil. I don't need to see it.
But how did he become evil, Dan?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That's the story you need to know. All right, fair enough.
Probably
I like Batman. So
touched as a little boy. That's usually how it goes, right?
Well, I don't know. You don't see his childhood.
Uncle Larry.
You don't see his childhood. All right, so that was the only thing I had to note here. We did get a listener email, though.
We did.
Believe it or not, a listener wrote in to us.
How about that, huh?
Sometimes you guys care. Subject line is top 5? ? Hello, ScruffCast team. I can't believe it is the last day of August already, when we're recording this, of course.
Yes.
When you guys are hearing this, it's already September. And almost sweater weather, as John would call it. Maybe a top 5, or just a discussion topic? If you were a woman for, let's say, a week, what would be the top 5 things you would like to experience? Looking forward to listening on Wednesday. Enjoy the last of the summer days from your loyal listener. So, I had one thing that obviously jumps to mind. I want to be able to walk down the street. I want people to look at me and be like, wow, look at that person. They're
You
good
know, I
looking.
kind of thought of that too.
Because-
I feel like men don't get looked at ever. Just
No.
as creepy, if anything.
Yeah. Right, like if I walk down the street, it's the opposite effect, right? If I walk down the street and like women were ogling me, I'd be like, ew.
I just want to know what that feels
Why
like.
are you
a little bit.
ogling me? Obviously, you have some sort of serious baggage, so no thanks.
I know, like, I understand, it can get intimidating at times, especially in these times. But I want to know what it feels like. I do want to know.
Oh, like people looking at you walking down the street?
Yeah. What'd you think I was talking about?
I don't know, just the heavy pause in between. Hey,
What?
we have a whole week. We can do whatever we want.
I would just touch my boobs the other 6 days. That's it.
Could go to work and only make 77 cents for every dollar the men around here are making.
No way.
Yeah, not enough to come up with a top 5, but
No.
I wonder what it would be like with the roles
You
reversed.
wouldn't want to know our top 5.
No, you wouldn't. It's for the best.
Yeah. If roles were reversed.
If roles were reversed. I wonder though, like, I'm just imagining like an alternate universe where I'm a woman and I'm looking at me, my present self, walking down the street. Am I like, oh man, that man's handsome? Because like, I look at myself now and I'm like, John, you got all the qualities of a handsome man.
You just can't seem to put them all together. We don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, probably not. I feel like women don't think that way.
Because women are always the ones pursued.
That's true.
For better
they
or
don't
worse.
need to look. Yeah.
For better or worse, right? Like, I don't know. It's like the way nature works. You think of like peacocks, right?
Yeah.
They just splay their feathers out there, and then all the dumbass peacocks males that don't have the feathers are like,
feathers.
are like, oh, look at that, and they're coming up, and then they just have their pick of the litter,
I know.
and then we're the ones with no fancy feathers struggling over here,
Dude,
like, pick me, look how good my talons are.
Other
Like,
birds have to like look colorful and like you
Yeah.
know what I mean, sing crazy songs just to try to attract women.
I tell
The
you,
things we do.
I tell you what, though, I'd be real ugly. Like, I would not be putting on makeup. I would not be
dude.
like doing up my hair.
Remember the Snapchat filter?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Dude, you look good as a woman.
That's true.
I'm not
I would
gonna lie
just-
to you. I don't want to like freak you out here, but
I forgot about that. Maybe I would.
I also thought I looked good.
I do. This is what I would do. Now it's hard because I only have a week. But I'd be like, I'd open up like a thoughty Instagram account,
Okay.
just rake in the followers.
Oh, I like that. It's a good idea. And then flip it back to like a meme account afterwards.
Yeah, make money.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah, I like that.
Now I wonder, like, do I just like convert back into a man at the end of the week?
Yeah. You just wake up one morning, you're a woman, and then you fall asleep after a week. You wake up, you're back to being a man again.
Your boobs have shrunk and your belly's grown back out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna assume you're gonna be like, skinny. I don't want to be like a woman with the belly the same
I
size
don't
as
want
me.
to look like myself now as a woman. I want to be like in good shape.
All right. Well, thanks for writing in, listener. An interesting query.
Yes.
Let's see what else we had in the notes here. So, believe it or not, listeners, I have made more progress on my quest to watch the James Bond movies.
The quest for Bond.
I made double the progress as the previous week. I watched 2 more movies this week. I watched, let me see here. I watched Goldfinger and Thunderball, which is like, these movies have awesome names.
All right. Yeah.
And I've decided a couple things. So one thing I decided was, when I finish watching them all, I want to do like a Bond Awards. So like, these are the things I've come up with so far. Going to do best movie,
Okay.
the best Bond girl, based on their storylines.
Obviously.
Best car chase, best gadget.
Dude, this is intense. Are you like taking notes as you go along?
Yeah, I have answers for all these already.
Okay.
Best name. Because, for the winner for that so far, 4 out of 26 is Pussy Galore, like I mentioned last week.
Yeah.
Best villain. Best intro sequence, because they'll have their own intro sequence.
Okay.
The best kill. And ranking like the actors you play, the different Bonds. So far, I've only watched Sean Connery as James Bond.
Right. And then what? Roger Moore?
Roger Moore is next.
How many does he do? He just only does a couple, right?
I feel like he does too many. I'm not looking
Oh,
forward.
yeah.
Because,
So there was somebody then in between him and Pierce Brosnan, maybe?
no, I don't think so.
I thought there was like a guy who did like one movie.
Oh, maybe. They bring Sean Connery back to do one. It's like a non-canon one.
Oh.
I'm not sure. But I'm not looking forward to the Switch because I was originally hesitant to start this, as you can see, because it's August and I'm only 4 out of 26 of the way there. Because it was like, the old movies, eh. But you know what, dude? I'm actually really digging them. They're pretty good.
Right?
So I watched Goldfinger.
Timothy Dalton.
Ugh.
Oh, and also George Lazenby. Lazenby?
I don't like the sounds of this at all.
He did literally one movie. Oh, and David Nevin. He also did one movie.
Scrubs.
Looks like.
I thought it was just like 4 James Bonds.
That was weird because then they brought Sean Connery back.
Yeah, for
after those two guys.
For Never Say Never Again. It's a remake of.
And then they brought him back in the 80s too.
Oh, did they? Spoilers.
I don't know. Stupid.
All right, so I have a couple notes on the actual movies. Nothing too crazy, but.
Okay.
So first one, in Goldfinger, they went golfing, which I appreciated. James Bond's playing golf against Goldfinger.
Yeah. And
even they get stuck looking in the rough for their ball for 5 minutes. And James Bond's like, oh, we're playing by the official rules. It's been 5 minutes. Drop a ball. So like that. This one, a lot of the Austin Powers stuff came from this one. So Odd Job, the guy with the hat.
Right,
the hat,
right, yeah.
Like they have the shoe. This is the first movie where he has a spy car, the Aston Martin.
Okay.
The, a little oil slick and injector seat action going on.
Yeah.
Best car chase scene of the series so far, I put on there. Another note I have here. Starting to get into the ridiculous Bond girl names, like I mentioned earlier, Pussy Galore. And the best villain of the series so far, Goldfinger.
All right.
Then the next one I watched, which this is my favorite one I've watched so far. I think it's the best one of the 4. Thunderball.
Really?
Yeah. So
never heard of it.
Dude, I was like, yeah, Thunderball, what's this going to be? And it was actually really good. So, an interesting start. They're at like a funeral or something, and the widow is there, and James Bond, poof, sucker punches her. Because it's not actually the widow. It's like a man in disguise or something.
Course.
And I'm like, oh, how would I have known this?
Dude, that's probably also where they get the part in James Bond from. In Austin Powers.
Oh, probably.
Remember when he punches the woman?
Yeah, dude, there's a lot that they
trying to
actually...
rip her head off, like trying to rip like her wig off, but it won't come off.
There's a lot they took right from here. So, next thing I have here, you can start to feel the budget now. So the first one's a little low budget, dude. There's a lot of underwater scenes in this movie. There's like a 20-minute fight scene underwater, like scuba divers, and people are getting shot with harpoon guns and stuff.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy. It actually won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's how
wow.
star-studded it was. Good villain. I always appreciate he wears an eye patch, which I always appreciate.
I like an eye patch.
And he has a pool with sharks in it to throw people into for them to be eaten by the sharks. My favorite one so far was the next thing. Then this next thing is just sort of about movies in general. I'm starting to appreciate older movies because more stuff happens and there's like less filler, so they don't need to drone on the details. Like James Bond is like, oh, we've got to find where they're located. I'm trying to think of an example they use. Oh, for instance, he got like shot in the foot. So, he goes to the washroom, takes out a bandage, right? You see him like take the bandage out, poof. Then the next scene, he's just walking back out, he's bandaged up. You don't have to go and
you don't have to see him getting bandaged.
Sit there, bandage himself up. It's like
that's the difference between an hour and a half movie and a 2.5 hour movie.
Well, these movies are still 2 hours, but a lot of stuff happens
in
between.
Right.
So,
speaking of 2.5 hour movies,
yes,
I saw a movie after this, but go ahead. Continue what you're saying.
Well, no, the way you said, speaking of, I was like, I wasn't in between. I was just going to say, I've enjoyed it. You know what? I'd give it a thumb up. And the intro song done by Tom Jones.
Nice.
Yes, of What's Your Pussycat fame.
I watched Zodiac.
Oh, did you? Did you like it?
I did like it, yeah. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was really good.
Yeah.
And same with Mark Ruffalo. I thought he was really good, too. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
the ending was a little disappointing, but I mean,
It's based. Well, it was based.
Yeah,
off
I knew what I was
story.
getting into, right? But I just movies like that drive me nuts.
Yeah,
because I know that they haven't solved the
Zodiac
or the mystery or whatever. But it's just it feels like you just you watched all this for there's no conclusion in the end, right?
Yeah,
damn it!
Most of the time you watch a movie, it's like they found him and they throw the guy in jail, and it's like the good guys win. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I watched it a little while ago.
It was good, yeah, really good.
Speaking of movies, I also saw another movie last week. Saw with the guest host I had last week, Ian. Went to watch Christopher Nolan's new movie, Tenet, which listeners may remember was one of my top 5 things I was looking forward to this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say it was worthy of that list. Excellent film. Excellent film. If you like Christopher Nolan, I mean, well, who doesn't? Just thinking about this guy's resume. He made the Dark Knight trilogy. He made The Prestige, which I told you guys all about a couple weeks ago. Which you have to watch The Prestige, Dan. Everybody out there, it's so good.
All right.
He made Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk, which I've never seen, but I've heard is good.
I watched Dunkirk. It's like a little boring, but it's beautiful at the same time.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And now he's made Tenet, and it stands above all other movies like the rest of his do.
Wow. All right.
he's just the best.
He is. I agree 100%. He's awesome.
So that gets like the official seal of approval for me, and I'm sure
like
you'll feel the same way once you see it.
All right. So you guys touched on Tim Hortons again last week.
We did. So 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
we were trashing it for 20 minutes. Then Ian talked a bit about it. Now you're back.
I'm going to touch on it one more time. So, went to Tim Hortons again the other day, okay? So we look and Anna gets all excited. Oh, they got their pumpkin spice stuff back. You know, they got the latte, the cappuccino, the Timbit, and the muffin.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, do you want to try one? She's like, no, I don't think so, whatever. Right? I'm like, oh, do you want to get Timbits? Okay, we'll get 10 Timbits. And I was like, you know what? I was going to get coffee. I was like, you know what? I'm a little bitch. I'll get the pumpkin spice latte. I'll do it. I'll try it, and then Anna can try it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we roll up there. I'm like, hey, can I get, medium iced coffee for Anna? And can I get medium pumpkin spice latte? Oh, sorry, we don't have pumpkin spice lattes. I was like, what? And then she's like, oh, and then she kind of like stops and like goes away. I'm like, what the hell's going on right now? Like, there's literally a sign. I'm staring at the sign right here. Pumpkin spice is back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like maybe this woman doesn't know that pumpkin spice is back. Maybe she was off for the week. She doesn't know.
She's not going through the drive-thru and seeing the sign.
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. I understand. She's making a mistake here, obviously, right?
Yes.
So 5 seconds later, she comes back. She's like, oh no pumpkin spice. It starts September 2nd. I was like, but there's a sign right here. It says pumpkin spice is back with the latte on there. No pumpkin spice. I was like, so that means you don't have the Timbits either? Oh no, we have the Timbits. We do. I was like, what? Like,
why would you have the Timbits and not
why would you only have half the stuff you have on the sign here? Like, dude, I was blown away. I immediately was like, I gotta write this down in the notes. I have to. Like, can't believe it, man.
Typical
So, Tims.
We can cut to another note I have here, which is John has a basic bitch confession. Dude, I love pumpkin spice. I like the pumpkin spice latte, but lately it's been hot out, so me and Taryn have been going to Starbucks. I've been getting the pumpkin cream cold brew, which is very
Whoa, what
basic
the
bitty.
hell is that?
It's just like a nice coffee, but it's like, well, I don't know why they call it cold brew. It's just cold coffee.
Because cold brew sounds more
yeah, it does.
elegant.
Cool. Oh, can I have an iced coffee? Can I have a cold brew? Right? And I guess it's not iced, the coffee. Like, it's just naturally cold. And they, top it up with some pumpkin cream. It's pretty much the same as like pumpkin spice latte,
right,
but colder. So my basic bitch confession is that I do enjoy them.
I tried one for the first time last year from Starbucks, and goddamn, delicious. But like for two of them, it's like $12, man.
Oh yeah, Starbucks is expensive.
Ugh, makes me sick. Not really. They were,
but it is.
They're
tasty.
worth it. Yeah, it's once a week type thing.
All right. So you had a story here.
I do. All right. I haven't told you this story either. I'll tell it here. Hopefully, like, nobody who's a part of the story is listening. I don't think they are. So yesterday, we're at my wife Anna's cousin's birthday. So the girl's turning 5. So it's like her second cousin, right? So it's like there's a lot of other family members there, but not from like Anna's side of the family, from the opposite side, like the other side of the family.
Yeah.
So, we're there, and Leo, our son's there with us too, right? So Leo was playing with like kids are all into soccer, right? So this little girl who's 5 has like 3 older brothers who are like 14, 12, and 10. So there's like a bunch of kids, right? Like all different kind of ages, but in around that same age group, right? So Leo's playing with like this little like kind of soccer ball, right? He's just holding it, whatever, right? So this other kid comes out, and this kid is just like a loudmouth kid, right? So he's like, this like little fat like kid, like, and he's just so goddamn loud, this kid, right? So I'm thinking he's like 5 maybe.
Okay.
5, 6. He's in around that age, right? So he kind of comes over to Leo, and he's like, well, what's he doing? Does he talk? Does he do this? Does that? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't know where Anna is at this point. She's bailed on me. I'm just outside the backyard by myself. So I'm like, he's just whatever, right? He's a kid. I don't know how to talk to this kid, 6-year-old.
Dude, what is it? I've never even heard of a kid asking if another kid talks.
I know, it was weird.
What is that?
First off, kid, you're not that much older, okay? Get it? You probably just stop shitting your pants, okay? So this kid comes, right? And so Leo's got the ball, and the kid's like, can I see it? And in fairness to the kid, he just wanted to like play with Leo, right? So then he's like, he kind of grabs the ball from Leo, and Leo, starts crying. He's a kid, he doesn't get it, right? So I'm kind of like, Leo, it's okay, you gotta share, whatever. But he doesn't get it. So the kid kind of like tosses it back to Leo, smacks him in the face, and then grabs it again, does it again. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So the kid goes away. That's kind of that, right? Leo grabs the ball back, everything's good. So 5-10 minutes later, the kid comes back out, and this kid's got one of those. He's got the Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar chips, But like the family, the value Costco size,
Like
dude,
his
the thing's
biggest thing?
like at least half of his size. Okay, and he's just munching them. He's got his like elbow deep in this bag, man. So he comes back over to me and Leo. Right? I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. So Leo at one point's like standing on the deck, right? The deck's only maybe like a foot off the ground, like this little deck. So he's standing up there, so he's kind of like eye level with this other kid. And Leo's just like staring at him, right? He's creepy like his mother, so he just like stares at people. So he's just like staring at this kid, right? And this kid's like, see, before I go into what I'm about to say here, is like, I guess I've never felt the need to like, as a parent, like defend your kid that hard. You know what I mean? Like when someone else like says some shit about your kid, you're kind of like, hey, like get out of here, right? So this is my first experience with it. It just happened to be with a 6-year-old. So the kid looks at Leo. He's like, he's strange. And I'm like, dude, it took everything inside me to be like, dude, look at you. You little weird fat fuck. Like, look at you. You're eating goddamn... The pig's almost as big as you are. Go fit in there. You know, like the Willy Wonka movie? Yeah. You know the kid that like balloons up? He's all fat? Yeah. That's what this kid was, man. I was about to punch a 6-year-old yesterday. He's strange. I'm like, dude, look at you, you weirdo. You just like you just walk outside and scream. You just like went outside, was like, yeah, just out of nowhere. What the hell's the purpose of that?
Dude, that's just kids are just like that.
So
I guess.
Stupid. Like, no, I will not let Leo ever be like that. Like I'm like, you know what I mean? That kid's a loser. He's gonna go to school. He's gonna be a loser. This is like terrible to say, but like
it's pretty mean. But I mean, he's taken those steps.
He already doesn't understand, like just like social settings. Like this kid already doesn't get it. It's hilarious. I don't know. I'm just this kid. And then like the kid was like, "Let's play soccer," and he's like, "I love soccer," and he just like boot the ball like onto the deck, not even close to the nets. I'm like, dude, what? Get out of here, man.
That's kids, dude. They just love being the center of attention.
I know.
Or it's like a couple years ago. Oh, more than a couple years ago now. I want to say more like 8 years ago or something. Maybe not so many. Anyways,
yeah,
we went on vacation to Dominican Republic, and my stepdad's friend and his wife and their daughter came with us, and she was like 2 or so at the time, and she was just one of those babies, toddler, whatever you want to call it, at the time, who's like just like super well behaved. You put her down, I don't know, give her something to play with. Super quiet, doesn't really make a fuss.
Awesome.
And everywhere you go, like they're just loving her, right?
Yeah.
We go to like the hibachi restaurant there, and they pick her up, and they're like bringing her back into the kitchen, and they're like, oh, bring her back. And my brother was, I want to say like 8 or something like that at the time, so he was like super jealous, right? He was acting out a little bit more because all of the attention, because he's the youngest of the 3 kids, all the attention would go to her, right? So it's like, what about me? But
that's hilarious.
He didn't get to experience that, which I guess you didn't either, because you don't have any younger siblings.
No.
Of being the center of attention, then it being stolen away. Right. It was done to me by my sister, and then it was done to her by my brother. So
there you go.
That's why middle children always turn out. Middle children always turn out a little like, and then only children always turn out a little like.
Yeah.
Which is what I always say to Karen. She's an only child.
Yeah, this kid was about to he was going to get a punch yesterday. I tell you. Couldn't believe it.
Dude, he's just living the dream, though. Eating chips, doing whatever he wants.
I know.
Soccer, just booting the ball around, just having fun.
Like, dude, this kid literally just ran outside.
Dude, imagine
shut up.
Going to the store and... Well, actually, you're not going to the store. Just, it's delivered to you by just your parents or whatever.
Yeah.
A bag of chips half the size of your body.
I know. Man.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Oh, my God. And another funny thing that happened yesterday that like aged us, I guess. So we're in kind of like the basement area, TV and like couch and stuff, right? So we're trying to give Leo some like watermelon for dessert, right? So me and Anna are down there, and then there's like the other kids, right? So there's like 2 of them are like 14, one of them's like 12, and they're just like, and they're all boys, right? And they're just like, boys that age, they're just like stupid.
Yeah,
they're just like stuff they say, right? So Leo was like chilling there. Leo's watching TV. Kind of his back towards him. He's kind of leaning on the table. He's got like his foot up. So he's wearing like his Nike shoes, right? So the one kid that was there, he's like, I don't know, a cousin of a cousin or something. He's like, wow, what did he say there? He's like, wow. He's like, dude, that drip is sick. He's like, look at that drip, bro. That's what he said. And Anna was like, what does that even mean? Like, dude, it was so funny.
Dude, that is funny. Yeah.
Like afterwards we're talking about it. She's like, give me your phone. I gotta Google this. I was like, it just means like cool, I think. Like, it's like, yeah, swag. It's like the same thing, I think.
Man, yeah, we're old. I'm already feeling the beginnings of like the third life crisis. coming up.
So you had one that
Gonna
went
turn
10, 20, and then 30.
No, I mean like a third of my life.
Oh,
'cause
a
it's not
third of your
midlife.
life.
Yeah. No, I haven't
I thought
had
you were
any.
literally talking about your third life crisis.
No. I'm hoping this will only be my first. And
We'll
only,
see.
ideally. When I turn 30 soon enough. Because
I
I
told you.
don't want it to be a midlife.
We gotta get the motorcycles.
Yeah.
You mentioned it today, actually. I'm on board.
Do we get matching motorcycles?
We can do that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, Yeah, we gotta get motorcycles.
Dude, at the very least, get a sweet sidecar. So I just chill in the sidecar. You just cruise me around.
Get out of here.
And I'm eating the salt and vinegar chips, living my best life. kicking it back to like when I was a kid.
We should do it for real. Let's go get our licenses. Well, we can't do it right now. Like in the spring. Let's do it.
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
Dude, maybe 30 will hit me and I'll be out there already.
Dude, we committed to the fantasy pool. We committed to the podcast. It's time to commit to motorcycles.
I can't make that commitment right now on the air. I've already got the James Bond commitment going on in my life. Look how I did with that.
That was a mistake.
I've just got to sit there and watch movies. But I'm going to do it.
I wasn't committing with you on that one. I know
I'm like
watching those
4
movies.
out of 26. I'm like almost a sixth of the way there. No, quarter of the
Yeah,
way.
fair.
Whatever. I'm getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Man, we had a lot of stuff like in the notes. I was like, oh man, we're going to totally fill time. We're at 25 minutes, so that's not bad.
Not terrible.
Not terrible. Could be worse.
Could be a lot worse.
All right. We have one last thing on the notes though, Dan.
Yes.
The final thing.
Yeah, sorry. We do. Should I lead the way here?
You can lead the way, I suppose.
All right.
If the listeners are still with us, hope it's not staticky this time.
Yeah, let's hope not, or else it's like all for naught, really. Me and John have come to the conclusion that it is time for the ScruffCast to go on a indefinite hiatus.
We have to give them the moment for it to settle in there.
I like that.
Because they're not going to believe us because they never do.
I know.
But-
This time it's not April Fool's. This is no joke.
So Dan was talking to me earlier today. We were doing some chatting as we normally do. And you guys may remember 30 episodes ago or so. I think episode 83. We talked about, what do we got to do? We got to change it up. We got to get downright freaky. We tried. We watched Love is Blind. Right?
Yeah, we took a very small stab at getting freaky.
Yeah, and I looked up quotes, right? Ooh, we're getting real freaky. But it's been, I don't know. It's like, so we had the question to ponder for a while, which was good.
Yeah.
Which was good. And we used to have the articles. Then we switched over, right in the 50s or so, episode-wise, to going off script and just going without articles, which I think worked for a while.
Yeah.
But then the problem is, well, so first off, we originally I looked it up. It was a 4-month hiatus from October to 2018 to February
yeah.
2019. Episode 39 was the last one we did before our little hiatus. And then episode 40, Porch Pooping Pooch,
Okay.
was the first one we recorded here. Back when we used to record in the living room. Long ago, last year. So we survived that hiatus. I feel
did.
like we could survive another.
I'm sure, yeah, this isn't, I wouldn't say that this is the end. I wouldn't say, this is the last you'll hear from the ScruffCast.
No, and even if we decide to hang up the mics, we'll come back for, one, like we're hanging up the mics.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we'll
Sort of
do
thing.
that at least.
So I feel like we need, not an intervention, we need like an injection. We need a shot of something.
The show, unfortunately, has lost its luster to us, I think. The reason we started this whole podcast was because we thought, oh man, it'd be so fun to have our own podcast. And it was for a very long time. But
The first 60, 70 episodes, well, I don't want to say, when we used to do the articles, like when I would go back and look up the quotes, recently, I listen back to the old stuff, I'm like, oh man, how do we get into those? Into those hijinks, right? A lot more laughter going on. Not that we don't enjoy it, but
it's just lost a bit of its touch to us anyway, right?
I don't. It's hard to put it into words. It's like, we got to bring you the passion, right? Because there's a lot of podcasts out there.
Yeah,
But we're gonna ask you guys to sit down for 45 minutes to an hour each week and
We
listen to
wanted
us
to
chuckle, fucks, talk
we
back
want to
and forth.
deliver something at least somewhat meaningful for your week.
Yeah,
And we've not been bringing that.
not for the last little while.
No,
and
we
I feel like
haven't.
we felt this way probably around in the early 80 episodes.
Yeah, and we just
80s,
stretched it on.
because we talked about getting downright freaky. Because
Yeah.
the top 5 well has run dry. I think we've done 50 or 60 episodes.
Yeah, I think that's done.
So without that, it's like, where do we go to next? Because when we don't get emails, like, it feels like more often than not, like in recent times, we'll look at our agenda and we'll be like, we've got nothing. And hey, sometimes we come up with stuff. And it's like, was that good? Oh, maybe we thought it was good. But like, do you just like it because you're my mom listening to the podcast? Or is it actually funny? Are we going to get droves of emails saying, guys, don't make this grievous error? Or is it going to be like after episode 100 when we're like, we need you guys to start writing it? And then nobody wrote it at all. And it's like, what the heck?
I think it could be that. We'll see.
So it's hard to know.
But, yeah, I think it's just, it's time. To not permanently hang up the mics, I don't think. But,
well, so here's
I don't know what we'll do.
Here's an idea that I had. Was, what if the hiatus is not really like a hiatus, right? Because we've had one before. So first time we went 39 episodes. Since then, we've gone from episode 39 till now. So I don't know, what's that, like 60, 75 episodes, something like that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. So what if it's like how sports seasons run, right? We're in the off season. Right? We had the season. Now we're in the off season. We rest up. We get refreshed. Give it some time. Hit training camp. And then the season comes back. Whatever that looks
not
like.
Opposed to that.
Right? That was an idea I had.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's something we could talk about off.
Yeah, this is just something I thought
off
of
the
like
cast.
just earlier. But,
yeah, like I said. Well, I'm sure that this isn't the end.
No, but we need a rejuvenation.
We do.
You know what? I think we had an episode, like I want to say within the last 20 or 25, called Rejuvenated.
Yeah,
and I guess we weren't really.
I guess yeah.
We were lying. That's show business, guys. That's show
Pseudo.
business.
Yeah.
So you guys can give us your feedback. We're not going to read it on the show. We'll read it amongst ourselves.
Of course.
But if there's any time we've called for feedback, and then we've been like, oh, give us our feedback, and then we don't get it, but we need it. And now is actually the time. And you guys are like, I'm going to wait till after the outro credits. And it's like, no, we're being serious right now.
This is actually no joke.
Yeah, you guys will see when there's nothing hitting your feed next week.
Yeah.
And then the week after.
Yeah.
When you wake up Wednesday morning, you go, now imagine how we're feeling when you guys aren't even sending anything in as your feedback. So
that's right.
We need to hear from you guys.
Yeah, send away anyway,
Yeah, write in, because are you really writing in just to hear it back for yourselves? Or are you writing in for us, the Scruffs, the Scruff Disciples? Seal, if you are listening, now would be the time to let it be known.
Please reach out, Seal.
Now would be the time to let it be known. So you guys got to let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
You know what? We could just always get generic fan mail as well. Nobody ever sends us fan mail. Just like, hey, Scruffs, oh my God.
Love your show.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
All right.
Yeah, I don't really. Do you have anything else to?
I got nothing else. Yeah, like you said, I'm sure we'll be back eventually. But we don't know when. One day there'll just be a new podcast up here.
I like that. It just shadow drops.
So
boom. don't even unsubscribe from the feeds.
No, one day I'm sure something will start downloading Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. for you.
You wake up, poof,
bam.
And I already got the episode title. If that ever happens, will be called "We're Back, Baby."
We're back,
and then we'll be back at that time.
All right.
If that ever happens.
All right.
I feel like the pandemic really did us in.
It's tough on everyone
because we don't really. Without the articles, we didn't have a lot going on in our lives to bring. It's like, oh, I was inside again this week. Oh, me too.
What'd you do? Nothing.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, I mean, that yawn says it all right.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm getting tired. There's all that pizza.
So, you guys can reach out to us at scruffcast@gmail.com or tweet at us at scruffcast. Follow us on Instagram. Even though the show will be going on this indefinite hiatus, I will stay committed to watching the rest of the James Bond films.
Oh!
You guys can check on Twitter at scruffcast where I will post my updates.
I like that. It's a good idea.
I'm still, because, you know what? I got to say, I've actually been enjoying it so far. So I'm going to stick with it. And, I can't let you guys down. I want you guys to know I'm still committed.
Fair enough. I like that.
So.
All
right. So follow us all those places.
You'll still find us there. John will still be active on there.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe now will be the time to actually start posting memes and stuff.
Maybe you do the Instagram, I do the Twitter.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I could do that.
It's a whole new world. It's a
I
whole
could
new world.
post dank memes.
You could spend every Monday night learning
There we go.
how to use social media to connect. Start talking about the drip.
The drip.
Yeah.
Ooh, this podcast is dripful. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
this
know
drip is swaggy. So yeah, you guys can reach out to us. I mean, hey, maybe we'll reply to your emails, which they're not going to be on the show.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
All right. Well, thanks for sticking by us for 114 episodes.
that's pretty good. 114 episodes.
And you know what? We know who listens to this show, and they've been listening for all 114 episodes. And
You guys are the real ones.
that's awesome, yeah. Because we literally are just doing this for you guys now. That's
Pretty
it.
much. We tried to grow the show.
We've gotten nowhere. It is what it is. We've accepted what we are. So we appreciate you guys always listening and emailing in. At the end of the day, we're just like a silly podcast that we just do for fun. And you guys still email in like we're someone important.
Yeah.
Which makes us feel good. You know what I mean?
Because dude, I never really think about it, but like sending emails is a bit of a bitch.
It's a pain in the ass. Dude, I was listening to like the one you and Ian did last week, and I was like thinking of ideas, and I thought to myself, I was like, dude, if I was listening to this in my car, I would never even remember what you guys said after to even write that email.
Yeah.
So for those of you who do, or who did ever write emails, thank you.
Especially the beefy emails.
Yeah, we love those ones.
We'd
Those are
sit
fun.
on for a few episodes.
Those were good ones. Thanks to all of our guests along the way.
Yes. Who knows if we'll be back, but shout out to Christmas with Friends last year was a good one.
Good times. Good times. Alrighty. It's been a ride. No, you know what? Like, this isn't the end. So,
No, it's like you said, it's an indefinite hiatus.
indefinite hiatus. Alrighty. It's like Blink-182, you know? They came back, like, what, 8, 9 years later?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, dude, remember how crushed you were bringing the newspaper into school? Look at this.
I know. Makes me sick to my stomach. Alrighty, everybody. That was episode 114 of the ScruffCast. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you soon.
As I'm watching her go, all I'm thinking is, oh damn that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.
You little weird fat fuck. Like, look at you.